Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Bio News Network. We're actually taking a closer look at the weather here on Saturday, and we can actually see a band of severe thunderstorms setting up pretty much along a dry line that's actually east of New Mexico, going into northern as well as central west of Texas. And we've been actually seeing quite a few of these thunderstorm cells actually popping up throughout the day, primarily into even starting from last night, Friday. So if you're new to this channel, please by all means go ahead and like and subscribe, smash that like button so we can help to get this weather report out to other people, especially those who might be impacted by the weather, so that they can stay ahead of the storm going into this week. Alright, so here we have our forecast for precipitation going into the weekend, Saturday evening into Sunday, and we're anticipating quite a bit of heavy precipitation along the just north of this upper low here that is actually anchored near the region of the border between California and Nevada. Pretty low at 993 millibars. And then we also have a little bit more turbulent weather in the region of Wyoming. And as you can see, we anticipate additional thunderstorm activity in the region of central Colorado. But there's just a band of precipitation making its way all throughout the central plains, all the way up to even Iowa and Wisconsin and Minnesota. And they're anticipating severe thunderstorm activity here also. As you already know, we pointed out in the most recent weather forecast that pretty much this section of the United States, the southwest and also the northwest band here, is very, very dry, also above normal temperatures in the tune of 10 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit above normal. But if we take a closer look, almost indicative to this line of precipitation for the southeast, a lot of these temperatures that are on the east side of this band of precipitation are looking at 8, 9, 10 degrees below normal. So we sort of have a contrast with the southwest and the western United States being very dry. And do keep in mind that a majority of this area, particularly New Mexico, Arizona, many parts of California going into Nevada, are under a severe drought monitor. And let us not forget about North Dakota. Even though it appeared that there was a lot of snow for the previous winter, in fact they are actually still they are in a drought situation. North Dakota, parts of South Dakota. If we take a closer look at some of the highs across the country, we're looking at Denver at 67, Miami at 63, Atlanta 77, New York City at 74 degrees for a high, and then we have Los Angeles for 69 degrees for a high, as well as Dallas going for about 84 degrees. But this entire area is just completely saturated over the last few weeks from severe thunderstorm activity, and we're anticipating more thunderstorm activity. We see heavy thunderstorm activity in the region of Brownsville, Texas, McAllen, Texas. You can actually see that we've been tracking that on the radar. And if you enjoy radar tracking updates coming to you as soon as possible, make sure you click that notification bell, because we're constantly monitoring our radar to break down the latest developments with severe weather across the continental United States. If we take a closer look also at the weather going into Saturday and Sunday, we see that persistent high pressure system is actually off the Atlantic coast. And what's actually happening is that you can actually see a clear line as far as precipitation actually drifting its way more into the southeast. And do keep in mind that we have that threat of very, very moist air that's actually return flow from the Gulf of Mexico coming into those southeasterly states. So that's going to be a prescription for eventually more heavy rain for the lower Mississippi Valley going into the week, Monday. Southern Plains, Monday through Wednesday, additional rain, precipitation. And this is very, very saturated ground, just complete heavy rainfall over the last few weeks. We eventually will see this upper low actually make its way more easterly, and with that there's going to be showers and thunderstorm activity just behind that low as it makes its way across that continental United States. We anticipate more severe weather for eastern Colorado going into the next 24 to 48 hours. We're going to be monitoring that on the radar also. And as we mentioned, we actually see severe thunderstorm activity for close to Corpus Christi, McAllen, Brownsville. We anticipate that going into the next 24 hours, a lot of that intense thunderstorm activity will actually make its way towards Houston and be more on the east side of the I-35 corridor. If you take a closer look at temperatures in Florida, I mean, it's a scorcher pretty much on the southwest side of Florida, in the regions of Tampa, St. Petersburg, Fort Myers, Cape Coral area, 90 degrees here. For central Florida, looking at 86, but it kind of gets a little bit cooler. But that basically you're looking at the panhandle as being a line between severe high temperatures for the state of Florida, and do keep in mind that those are high temperatures coupled with very, very high humidity. And also we see the dew points are in the upper 60s, mid 60s for a lot of these states such as New Orleans and Arkansas, and also Alabama, Mississippi region. So we anticipate things will actually start intensifying as far as additional weather going into Sunday. If we take a closer look at Sunday, we see this low pressure system actually anchored pretty much spot on in Utah. And with that said, we anticipate some thunderstorm activity ahead of this cold front as it makes its way. And also we anticipate additional thunderstorm activity in the region of northeast Colorado as well as Nebraska. We do see along the Arctic line of Texas, Arkansas, and Louisiana. We anticipate severe thunderstorm activity going in. And let us not forget about thunderstorm activity also in the Northeast. Here we see in the regions of Virginia as well as Pennsylvania additional thunderstorm activity in that region. For Sunday, we anticipate highs for the upper 60s in Denver. Miami will be in the mid 80s. Atlanta will be spot on around 80-81 degrees for a high. Still in the low 70s for New York City, and Los Angeles is enjoying mid 60s to upper 60s for a high. And in Dallas, it's going to be heavy rain anticipated going into the weekend with mid 70s for the high. But we do see as this low pressure system, upper low, actually makes its way further east, then that activity is just making its way across, and we can see a distinct clear line where we have warmer temperatures along this line, and then just a little bit north, those temperatures are varying somewhere between 9 to 10 degrees cooler, but things are actually changing quite a bit as far as a shift with more warmer temperatures as we go into the week for the eastern side of the continental United States. Here we have just a general idea as far as humidity. Very, very high humidity in the regions of Missouri, Arkansas, and Kansas area. Also going into Illinois, so we anticipate additional shower activity in the region of Iowa and Minnesota and Wisconsin going into the rest of the week, Monday through Wednesday. If we take a closer look at this week, We actually see additional thunderstorm activity lining up. We anticipate more severe weather activity for the regions of Houston. Also Dallas will be there. Also Oklahoma City. We can see some very, very severe thunderstorms picking up along the border of Oklahoma and Kansas. And also here we have additional spots of thunderstorms picking up in South Dakota. Going forward into the week, we're hoping to take a closer look at what's actually happening with the shift in temperature anomalies. For the most part, the Northwest is well above average. Even in the regions of Idaho and Montana, we see temperatures above normal, 15 to 20 degrees. Boise, Idaho, in Idaho Falls, anywhere from 10 to 12 degrees warmer. Just take a closer look at Northern California. We see Northern California is like 14 degrees above normal. But then we take a closer look at the South, and we just see that generally in the Central Plains as well as the Southeast, temperatures are slightly below normal, not that much. They've actually been inching a little bit away, closer to the median line, with the exception of spots in Texas below 11 degrees cooler than normal. We're looking at some areas in Mississippi, 13 degrees below lower than normal. Some regions in the area of West Virginia and Virginia, as much as 18 degrees below normal. So there's definitely quite a bit of cooler temperatures in some regions of the country, but we get to see a complete distinct band of warmer temperatures, especially primarily in the Northwest. And do keep in mind that we have that low pressure system making its way across, and we can almost see a distinct line here between across. We will actually see that this zone of cooler temperatures actually consolidate quite a bit, and it will start to more of central to the west will be more on the above normal side for temperatures. But with that said, going into the week, we anticipate heavy rainfall for regions of the lower Mississippi Valley, also Tennessee Valley area. We see a lot of those storms shifting into northern Louisiana and Arkansas and Missouri, even getting into the area of Kentucky and Illinois. So, and as you can see, also Florida is still in a zone where temperatures are still above normal, and of course, coupled with the humidity, those temperatures actually feel a lot more intense than normal. It's not the same where if you're in the Southwest, where there's less relative humidity, but temperatures are still high, but the intensity of that heat is not felt as much because, relatively speaking, higher elevations with lower relative humidity in the Southwest region of the United States. So we're actually taking a closer look. We will continue to track storms as they make their way further into the core of Texas, into Oklahoma, as we anticipate. As we mentioned, we anticipate some storm activity in the region of eastern Colorado, some storm activity in Wyoming, and of course that low pressure system right behind it is going to be some thunderstorm activity, and we actually see that picking up on our precipitation model there. So we want to thank you for, of course, tuning into Bow News Network. We appreciate all of our subscribers. We will continue to monitor the radar and bring you updates as needed, especially the severe weather that we anticipate going into the weekend. So definitely share this video with friends and family, especially those that you want to help stay ahead of the storm going into the weekend and early next week. is going to be heavy rainfall in the central plains, as well as heavy rainfall in the lower Mississippi Valley, as well as close to Ohio Valley. States like Arkansas and Mississippi will see increased precipitation going into the week, possibly most of the South, also Alabama and Georgia. And as always, thank you for tuning into Bow News Network, and always remember to bow to the weather, and have a great day. Thank you.